Bring on the offseason. We have our first official, I would say, big trade of the offseason. I wouldn't necessarily consider the couple of trades made between the Sharks and the Wild yesterday as big trades, but this one I definitely would. So the Montreal Canadiens have traded Max Domi along with a third-round pick in this upcoming draft, which is only a couple hours away now, to the Columbus Blue Jackets for Josh Anderson. I have a lot to say about this trade. We're going to break it all down in this video, but real quickly before we begin, be sure to go follow me on Instagram and Twitter to stay connected. I'm going to be tweeting a lot tonight throughout the draft and in the coming days leading up to free agency and stuff. You can also go check out my gaming channel if that is something that interests you. Links to all of that will be down below in the description. And as always, if you guys are new to this channel and you want more NHL content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And now let's talk about this trade. I'm going to be honest, my initial reaction when I saw the news break, I think I saw it from Elliot Friedman first, was wow, the Montreal Canadiens just got fleeced. And that was before I even knew they were sending a third-round pick to Columbus as well. But the more that I look at this, it really isn't that bad for the Montreal Canadiens. I am going to come right out and say I do still think Columbus got the better end of this trade, but Josh Anderson is a very good player. I'm sure a lot of people are going to point to the fact that Josh Anderson had just one goal in 26 games this season, and Canadiens fans are going to say we traded Max Domi and a third-round pick for that guy. And while yes, Josh Anderson definitely had a down year, he had a lot of bad luck as well. He was injured for the majority of the season, playing in just 26 games, and when he was playing, the dude was just snake bitten, could not catch a break. His shooting percentage was ridiculously low, obviously scoring just one goal. But let's not forget that this is a player who scored 27 goals and put up 47 points in the 2018-19 season. Josh Anderson is a top 6 winger, and that is one of the needs that the Montreal Canadiens have right now. Another plus for Montreal here is it's probably going to cost a lot less to lock up Josh Anderson to a contract than it would have cost to lock up Max Domi. So while yes, I definitely do think the Montreal Canadiens probably overpaid a little bit here for Josh Anderson, and honestly I feel like the value would have made a little bit more sense if it was actually a third-round pick going back to Montreal instead of Montreal giving up that third-round pick. But if Josh Anderson comes in and scores, let's say, 25 goals for the Canadiens next season, which he's definitely capable of doing, I don't really think we're going to hear many people complain about this trade. So now let's look at this trade from the perspective of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Getting a third-round pick in tonight's draft is definitely a huge bonus, but obviously Max Domi is the centerpiece of this trade, and honestly I think he can be a really good fit in Columbus. They don't really have a bona fide number 2 centerman behind Pierre-Luc Dubois. You know, you got Brandon Dubinsky, Nick Foligno, but those guys are on the tail end of their careers. Alexander Wenberg has been pretty disappointing and might even be bought out here soon. So there definitely is a big opening in that second line center spot, and Max Domi can come in and probably fill that role nicely for the Blue Jackets. That is, of course, if the Columbus Blue Jackets plan to play Max Domi in the center position, which I think they probably do. I'm guessing that's where he's going to start out with the Jackets. I would definitely say that Max Domi is more of a line driver and an offense creator than Josh Anderson is, and if you ask me, I feel like Columbus could definitely use that. So I definitely do like this addition for the Columbus Blue Jackets, and I like this trade for Max Domi too. He now gets a fresh start with a team where he probably isn't going to have to deal with trade rumors in the back of his mind, which is kind of what he had to deal with in Montreal over the past year. Another thing is he never really knew what position he was going to play in Montreal night in and night out. Sometimes he would be center, sometimes he would be on the wing. Hopefully Columbus can say, you're going to play this position, this is what we expect you to do. I definitely feel like it would be a lot easier to play knowing what position you're going to play every night, and also knowing that you're probably not going to get traded the next day. So hopefully this can light a spark under Max Domi and he can get back to being that 70-point player that we saw in the 2018-19 season. The one thing for Columbus that makes this a little bit tricky is the fact that Max Domi is an RFA and so is Pierre-Luc Dubois, and as it stands, the Columbus Blue Jackets only have about $7 million in cap space. So I definitely wouldn't be surprised if we see Columbus make a couple of more moves to unload some cap space. Like I said, they could potentially buy out a guy like Alexander Wenberg, but it'll definitely be interesting to see how this plays out. Those are my thoughts on the trade. I'm very curious to hear your guys' thoughts, especially if you are a fan of either the Columbus Blue Jackets or the Montreal Canadiens. I'm sure you have some pretty strong opinions on this, so be sure to post all your thoughts down below in the comment section. Be sure to drop a like on the video if you did enjoy. That is the best way to show your support. And as always, if you guys are new to the channel and you want to see more NHL content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I got a feeling that this probably won't be the last video of the day.